chest or greater than right around the third time that referee Sorin Stoica reached for his pocket Saturday night. Jim Curtin's plans for Tuesday disintegrated. Alejandro Bedoya, then Haris Medunjanin, were sent off in quick succession in what became a 3-1 loss to Atlanta United. Both are, presumably, lost for Friday's visit from Toronto, pending potential appeals. But they are available to Curtin in Tuesday's fourth round of the U.S. Open Cup against the Richmond Kickers. Suddenly, two players that Curtin had banked on for Friday, and therefore anticipated resting Tuesday against the USL side, are back in play. It certainly put a wrench into it. We did have a plan in place in terms of how we would handle this busy stretch where now we play Tuesday in the Open Cup and play against Toronto, and then there is a light at the end of the tunnel with the World Cup break, Curtin said Monday at the Power Training Complex. Quote, "You look at this stretch of games, and I'll be blunt, Haris and Dale were not going to play a second in this game had everything shaken out the way we anticipated, where you're playing Red Bulls, Chicago, then in Atlanta. We had them prepared to have a bit of a break and recover for Toronto. That's changed now. Advertisement there is a twist, though, befitting the curiosity that is the earliest double sending off in MLS in 20 years. Curtin said the union are exploring all the potential options regarding an appeal. Without the coach disclosing specifics, it appears they're most likely to object to Bedoya's second caution, shown for delaying a penalty kick by standing in the D outside the penalty area, a restricted spot, to adjust his socks. It's a fairly trivial matter for a second yellow. Medunjanin's two rapid-fire yellows for vituperative dissent in Stoica's face are less likely to be overturned, and with MLS clubs limited to 2 unsuccessful petitions per year, it's probably not worth a fishing expedition. Medunjanin, then, will likely start Tuesday. Bedoya's status in that game will offer an indication of the team's hopes for his appeal before MLS's disciplinary committee, a ruling from which likely won't be reached by kickoff Tuesday night. Not playing Bedoya Tuesday would risk missing his involvement in both games this week, should the suspension be upheld. Then there's Barak Dakhil, who left Saturday's encounter in the 20th minute as a tactical sub for the defensive-minded Warren Craval, as Curtin sought to tighten ranks and avoid a blowout. Curtin is wary of overtaxing the Czech midfielder, seeing the Dakhil question as being about whether or not he's the final choice for the matchday squad. There's been a lot of minutes for him lately. Curtin said, "I think his fitness has really grown. You have to have an eye on first and foremost winning this game, so we're in discussions where, is he a guy maybe you bring on the bench just to have for Richmond? Is he a guy that you trust the group and say to Dakhil, your focus is Toronto? What won't change measurably is the union's desire to field young players, something Curtin doesn't do just for the sake of doing it. He's been adamant that Matt Reel, Anthony Fontana, Derek Jones and others are knocking on the door for minutes, and the Open Cup presents a gateway in. It doesn't hurt that most of them have earned minutes for Bethlehem Steel, which beat the Kickers twice by a combined score of 7-2 in 2018. Reel and Jones have both scored against Richmond, and Marcus Epps and Fabian Herbers each figured prominently in victories. Whatever way Curtin decides to line up, he's always pushed the Open Cup as a priority. And the 11 players he selects will go out with the intention of chasing a win. It's an important game, Curtin said. You'll see that the lineup that we've chosen is still a very young one, but you look at our young guys and the amount of minutes they've played, even when you go to a Fontana, Reel, Derek Jones, these guys have played minutes for us that are meaningful. So I look at the starting group that we are choosing tomorrow and I have full confidence in them that they can get the job done.